There is a lot of books here. Too many books. Too many books. Is that a thing? I'm going to vote for no. There's never such a thing as too many books. But what I do have here is a nice little mix. We've got a pile here that were gifted to me. They're either proofs or finished copies or special edition book boxes that I rep for. We have a pile of special edition books from book boxes that I subscribe to. And then we also have a pile of books that I have bought myself. 31 books to get through. So let's get to it. For anyone who doesn't know, hi, I am Suraka. This is Suraka Jane Books, and I basically just talk as much as I can about books because I love them. I think we should start off with the ones that I have bought for myself. Now, these are either ones that I found while I'm book browsing or some that I had actually pre-ordered for myself. And I'm so excited to show you what we've got. What I'll do, guys, is I will insert a little clip of what each book is about here so that we don't have me yapping for ages and ages, but I'll just show you the book and a little bit about why I picked it up. So, first up, we have A Crown So Silver by Lyra Celine. This is the sequel to A Feather So Black, which I absolutely adored last year. So, A Feather So Black, which is the first book in the series, is basically what I think a lot of people expected The Cruel Prince to be. Now, I'm a huge Cruel Prince fan, but the number one complaint I see when people read that book is, oh, I thought this was a romantasy, and it's not, it's fairy politics. Well, Feather So Black has that heavy world, dark fairy kind of world building going on, but with a lot more romance in it. It's definitely more of a romantasy, and this is the sequel, and I'm so excited to read it. Then I accidentally ended up with 2 editions of Cruel is the Light by Sophie Clark. Now, the reason this happened is the first one that I ordered, the standard edition, I ordered this when the special edition had sold out, and I was like, it's fine, I really want to read it, so I will just get the standard edition. And then they put the special edition back up with a few more copies. I managed to get a copy, thought that I cancelled this pre-order, but I didn't. So this one will be going on Vinted, which is linked in the description below, guys, in case you want to check that out. That one will be going on Vinted, and I have the special edition here. Now, you will see in a minute that I have more than one copy of this book because one of the book boxes did it this month, and I am trying to be super careful about not keeping more than one copy of books. However, I'm really struggling to choose which ones to keep because the edges on this one, stunning, gorgeous. It's got this really cute hardback cover. However, the other one is signed and I can't choose. So that will be a problem for future me. Then I picked up 2 books. This is a duology by Kristin Ciccarelli. I hope I'm saying that right. I read the Crimson Moth duology. The Rebel Witch comes out later this month, and I absolutely love that duology. I think it was like the perfect romantasy. Loved it so much, and I didn't know this existed. I was browsing one day in Waterstones, and there it was, and I couldn't help but pick it up. I do think this isn't necessarily as much of a romance. I definitely think this is more fantasy, but I'm really, really excited for that. Then we have The Last Bookstore on Earth. Any book that has the word bookstore in, I will pick up. But I actually picked this up because I was out browsing. My sister had said that she'd pre-ordered it. She was really annoyed because her pre-order hadn't come in yet. And I had a look at the back, which is over here somewhere, and really, really like the idea of this. I love books in books. Like, I find that it's like one of the things that's instantly going to draw me to a book is if there is books or a reader in the title. Then we've got The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. Now, me and 500 million other people have read Fourth Wing, which is her debut romantasy series, but she is a contemporary romance author, and I've never read any of her contemporary romances, so I thought I would give it a go. This is one that seems to make everybody cry. I like to cry in books, so we shall see. Then I picked up book 2 and 3 in the Prison Healer series. Have I read book 1? No, but I do own it, and it's a book series I really, really want to get to this year. It's one that people are constantly raving about and saying how good it is, and I was hoping that by having the other 2 books on my bookshelf that I would be more inclined to pick it up sooner rather than later. we think. Then I picked up Open Up by Thomas Morris. I love litfic, and I don't feel like I read enough male authors in that category. I think the premise of this one sounds really, really good. I also like the concept of it being a collection of short stories, and it's a fairly thin book, and I like that. I tend to find that books like this can really kind of pack a punch even though they're so short, and I'm really excited to read this one. Then I picked up I'm Waiting for You. I am a huge fan of Korean translated fiction. It has recently become one of my favourite genres. It has started becoming a little bit of a habit that I am just drawn to Korean fiction in the bookstore. I find the stories are fascinating. I love that kind of fable element they all seem to have. And this one is a collection of short fiction. And I quite like this because it's 2 individual stories that kind of interlink. So they are separate stories, but there is a crossover there somewhere, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. Then of course I picked up Onyx Storm. I have indeed read this. I have to admit this is my favourite one in the series so far, which I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion yet or not. We shall see, but I really enjoyed it. Okay, so moving on swiftly to my book subscription boxes. The ones I'm going to show you are all the ones that I've paid for myself and whether or not I think I'm going to keep it. First up, we have my Goldsboro book of the month. This is The House of Frost and Feathers by Lauren Weisebron. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one yet. It does sound interesting, as you can see from the blurb here. However, I don't know if it sounds interesting enough to be a book that I necessarily want a special edition of. It is gorgeous. Those are our edges there. And then we usually have a really pretty foiling. And then what I do like about Goldsboro, and the whole reason I signed up in the first place, is they are all signed and numbered. So there are only 2,000 editions of each book. So they really are special in terms of that kind of collector's edition. This is the first one in a while that I've kind of looked at and gone, yeah, it looks all right, but I'm not necessarily over eager. That is going in my Vinted pile for now, but I'm undecided. Then we have our YA Fairy Loot book. This one is Cruel is the Light. I do like those edges, but I prefer the Waterstones one more. However, this one is signed this month, which is unusual for Fairy Loot as of late. It is a really beautiful edition. They are absolutely smashing it out of the park when it comes to their hardcovers at the moment. But like I said, I'm trying to make a conscious effort to not keep multiple editions of the book. I think I'm going to have to read this first and then decide what to do, because my magpie brain is telling me to keep both of them. We have the most gorgeous character art on the front and the back as well. But I must admit, the cover on this one is not my favourite. It's a little bit on the dull side in comparison to the original cover. Yeah, undecided. Then we have the Starlight Air by Emily Howard. This is Fairy Loot's romantasy book of the month. And I don't think I'm going to keep this. I was really excited about it when it first hit my doorstep, and I was very tempted to keep it because of that gorgeous cover. Like, it's so pretty. However, the more I look at the story, it just doesn't look like it's a me book. I don't think it's one that I'm going to read, rather than one that's just going to sit on my shelf and look pretty. And we are trying to be good. We're trying to be good. So I think that one is also going in my Vinted pile. Then we have our adult book for the month. This is Immortal by Su Lin Tan, who wrote the Daughter of the Moon Goddess duology. Stunning, no notes. Like, it's so pretty, and I'm so excited for this book. So this is a definite yes. I will 100% be keeping this and trying to read it sooner rather than later. There is our reversible dust jacket, by the way, which is just gorgeous. I'm completely obsessed. We have the most gorgeous character art. I love it so much. We have a digital letter. My only gripe with this one is that it isn't signed. Out of the 2 books that we got this month that were signed, I really would have loved this one to be signed. However, she is a much bigger author, so I kind of understand why it's not. However, what I did order, which will be coming this month, I think, is TikTok shop exclusives that HarperCollins have done of her original duology, and they are signed, so that kind of makes up for it. But I'm really, really excited for this book. Then we have our Owl Crate book of the month. This is the YA book. This is the Scorpion Queen by Mina Fears. I am obsessed with this dust jacket. I can't, like, it's gorgeous. Owl Crate are by far my favourite book subscription box, especially since they stopped doing solid edges and are now doing the gorgeous sprayed edges. They just never miss, and I find with their book picks, even though they're a little bit left field sometimes, gorgeous. Like, I end up really, really enjoying them. They're books I've usually not heard of. Look at those end papers. I am obsessed. But that I end up really, really, really enjoying. We have our gorgeous reversible dust jacket, and that's it with Owl Crate books. They are so well made. Like, the actual book itself is such high quality that I really, really struggle to separate with them. This one again is signed, and we have a letter in there as well, and there will be bonus content. Then we have the other conundrum. My Illuma Crate book of the month and my Owl Crate adult book of the month were also the same book, and I love them both. I love them both. This is going to be so hard to decide which one I'm keeping and which not. Let's go with the Illuma Crate one first. So this is Watermoon by Samantha Soto Yambao. This has been kind of touted as really good for fans of Studio Ghibli and that kind of magical realism. Oh, I'm just, as you can see from the blurb here, it's just right up my street, and I'm so excited for it. We have our really gorgeous edges on there. I don't know if that's focusing, I can't tell. There we go. Absolutely stunning. The cover is stunning. I love this full hardcover thing that's going on with the book boxes at the moment. That is the hardcover. It's gorgeous. End papers. Stunning. No notes. It is signed. We have a letter. I love that they're all doing letters now. At one point, it was only really Owl Crate that included author-bound letters, and then Lock Library did it, and now everybody seems to be doing it. And then we can compare that to our Owl Crate edition. I love this. Again, it's the smaller hardback size, so if you can kind of see in terms of, this is more standard hardback, and then this is the smaller one. I can never remember what the smaller one's called. Gorgeous. No notes. Stunning. I just can't just, oh. It's so hard. Love it. No notes. Again, we have, they've gone definitely in a much darker kind of theme. I am obsessed. The front and the back end papers do match. And then we have our letter and signature there as well. I'm going to go out on a limb here, decide it right now. I was going to say live on television then. I am getting a bit ahead of my boots there. We are not live, and nor is this television. This one is going on Vinted. I'm so sorry. Such a good collection this month of special editions. I'm really, really happy with the book choices. I especially will always love getting books I've not heard of. Some people don't like that. Some people want the really popular ones, they want the book boxes to do that. However, when that happens, that's when you start getting multiple editions of the same book. Hence like Watermoon, hence like Cruel Prince, 2 big releases this year. However, when we get books like The Scorpion Queen, it's an author I don't know. It's a book I've not heard of. The cover is beautiful. The premise sounds amazing. I love it. So yeah, I want more unknown books in my book boxes for sure. Finishing off with book mail that I got from different publishers, book boxes, etc. I think we'll start with the Lock Library first, because I am a rep for them on TikTok. So I get their standard Lock Library book box and their Forbidden Wing, which is like their version of a romantasy box, every single month. You can use this code here if you're on the wait list and you get a notification that you're off the wait list. You can get that to save a little bit of a discount on your subscription. I have read both of these books. I read both of them before I got them, so I can tell you a little bit about what I think about them. And yeah, we'll go from there. But the designs of both are stunning. So for their Forbidden Wing one this month, we got the Baby Dragon Cafe, which is absolutely gorgeous, stunning, love it. It's so cute. End papers, letter. And the fun thing about all Lock Library books, Forbidden Wing has the little key with the heart. These will all line up when you put them next to each other on the bookshelf. The standard one just has like a little key on the spine. It's one of my favourite things about their books, and I love their book picks as well. I did read the Baby Dragon Cafe. This is super cozy, no stakes. It's not going to be for everyone. It is literally just a book that you smile the whole way through. There's no risks taken. It's just cozy and sweet and like a big warm hug. But I really, really enjoyed it. I loved the concept of the baby dragons. In the world, this is definitely more magical realism. And in the world, just imagine that dragons were dogs and you've got this book. Then we have their standard edition. We got Blood of Hercules this month. Again, I have read this. Those are our edges with that kind of Greek vibe going on, which definitely fits the book. We have our hardcover, which I love so much. I was obsessed with this when it came out. So this is Achilles and Patroclus. Gorgeous, stunning. I dropped the book. And then that is that spine I was telling you about. Now, I read this and I have notes about this book. When I read this, I mostly did the audiobook. If you go into this thinking this is a parody of Greek mythology, you might enjoy it. I don't think I would have enjoyed this book if I'd have read it physically. I think I would have cringed a lot more than I did, but I think the narrator delivered it in a way that was so kind of sarcastic and dry humor. Like, I just loved it, so I ate it up. But it is one of those books, I think I said it in my review on TikTok, I was like, it's so bad that makes it good. It's so cringy, it's so unrealistic, it's so unlike Greek mythology, considering that's exactly what it is. It's just like she's taking the mick a little bit, and I was here for it. I kind of ate it up. Is it a good book? Objectively, no way. Did I enjoy it anyway? Absolutely. Yeah, I ate it up. Then I got sent 2 books from HarperCollins for their new TikTok shop exclusives. This is something they've been doing a lot more of. I think they find it works really, really well. So basically what it is HarperCollins absolutely smash TikTok all of the time. They have their shop on TikTok shop. And every now and then they will drop the most beautiful sprayed edges exclusively to TikTok shop, and they tend to sell out super fast. So the first one I got was Feybound. I read this, loved it. The sequel's coming out really soon. That is the edge with the quote on. Gorgeous, absolutely loved it. I do think both of these are still in stock. I'll leave links to my videos on the TikTok shop down here so you can kind of check them out. Stunning, love it, obsessed. They sent that one to me in return for posting a video about it. Loved it, no notes. Then, of course, they reached out and did one for the Crimson Moth, another one of my favourite duologies. I talked about this earlier. Rebel Witch is coming out really soon. Obsessed. Love it so much. That is the edge they went for. I'm so obsessed with it. If you've not read this duology yet, read it. Then we've got Auntie Shall Appear by Kate Vanderboer. This is from HQ. They sent out an email asking if I was interested. I was like, yes, absolutely, send it to me. This is like dark academia. I'm really excited for this book. Stunning cover. I do believe this is already out now. But if you like that kind of dark academia, magic, English book, you're going to love this. It's described as The Secret History meets Saltburn, which I've not read The Secret History yet, but Saltburn I ate up. So if it's got any kind of vibes of that in, I think I'm going to love it. Then I got sent a finished copy of Modern Divination. I read this as a NetGalley arc and then worked with Pan Mac for their book club. and they sent me a copy so that I could have a physical copy in my videos. Absolutely loved this book. Absolutely loved it. If you like dark academia, you like witchy fantasy, you like kind of broody characters, it's heartbreaking, it's beautifully written, it's just gorgeous. It's like cozy fantasy but high stakes. Like there is a big plot going on, but the two main characters in this, Rory and Teddy, live rent-free in my brain, and I absolutely loved it. And then at the very beginning of the month, Penguin sent me Blessings. I'm really, really excited that I'm on like their influencer newsletter, and they send it out, I think it's every month, with a few options. I saw this really, really caught my eye. I am trying really, really hard to read books outside of my comfort zone and outside of my own lived experience, and this definitely fell into that category, but sounds absolutely beautiful and also quite heart-wrenching. If it makes me cry, it gets bonus points, and I'm really, really excited to read it. Then from Team Bookmark, I got an arc called We Used to Be Magic. This is now out. I really, really loved this. This is perfect for fans of people who like kind of 90s rom-coms like Sleepless in Seattle or When Harry Met Sally, but with real added depth and a kind of insane connection to the main characters. I absolutely loved them. It was heartbreaking but beautiful and just a perfect debut. I got sent That's What She Said by Eleanor Pilcher. This is getting published by Avon Books, but it was Ellie herself that sent me the book. I am so excited to read this. This is women's fiction that follows two friends. I cannot wait for it. I follow Ellie on TikTok and on Instagram, and she's just brilliant. And if her personality comes over in even just a little bit in her book, then I know I'm gonna love it. Then I got sent a finished copy of Finding Haze by Laura Pavlov. I'm pretty sure this is the final book in the Magnolia Falls series. Again, have been collabing with them, and they have kindly sent me every book in the series as it has come out. I am so excited to read this. This is perfect for people who love books like Chestnut Springs, who just want that kind of really spicy contemporary romance in their life. This is the series for you. Then I got sent The Mortal Queen by Ashley Metzler. This is from Second Sky Books, who I actually read an arc for last year and completely fell in love with it, and then they sent me this by surprise. I'm really, really excited. It is a dark romantasy with fae, with spies, just that classic escapism book, and I'm really, really excited to see where it goes. Then I got sent one of my most anticipated reads of the year. The way I squealed when this showed up because I had no idea it was coming. This is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I am sure it needs no introduction. This actually glows in the dark as well, which is insane. It's so good. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is one of my favorite books of all time. I think it's such a beautiful story where she just captured this concept of loneliness and wanting to leave your mark on the world so well, all wrapped up in this kind of fantasy, that when I heard this was coming out, I was like, give it to me now. I will give you my children, I will give you my soul, I will give you anything you want. They didn't let us know ahead of time who was actually getting one. We all had the opportunity to ask for it, and then that was it, radio silence. And I saw them dropping on all of my friends' doorsteps, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not getting one. And then this turned up and I squealed. They were very, very limited. There was 150 proofs available. I got number 49, and yeah, I am so excited to read this and tell you guys all about it. I haven't started it yet because I really want to sit down and like tab it and like really consume it, like really get it in there in my brain, suck it up like a vampire. Yeah, I really want to take my time with it, so I'm so excited. And that is everything I received in January. It is a hell of a lot of books. It's a hell of a lot of books. But I am a collector as well as a reader, and I live by that. I am also so privileged to be able to have that relationship with the publishers. It's something I've worked really, really hard on curating over the last kind of 18 months, and I think it has definitely paid off, and it's really nice to have that connection with every kind of part of the writing process. So whether it's a connection with the author or the publicist or the publisher themselves, it's such a beautiful relationship. And then of course, I shop in Waterstones, in bookstores, everywhere, a lot. Yeah, really happy with this month's haul. Is there anything on there in particular that you were really excited to see? Is there anything that you've not heard of that has caught your eye? Let me know what you're going to be reading. I will be back later this week with another video. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the usual things, and I will see you again very soon.